Warning, this video contains a graphic content. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my BeautyBaby channel. Hope you guys are having a good day or good night wherever you are. So you can tell by the title, today I will be telling you guys a story time when I went to the hospital. And honey, it was a trip, okay? So before we get into this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video. So this happened about 2 to 3 weeks ago. So basically one day I got up and I was feeling fine and stuff like that. I went in my living room and stuff, and I sat on the couch. Me and my mom, we was just talking, having like our regular conversations and stuff like that. Then I got up because I wanted to go get like something to drink out the kitchen. Want to go get me some water. So when I got off the couch, I was feeling really dizzy all of a sudden. Now, granted that when I take my medicine, I take medicine, so usually it will make me feel like dizzy and I have headaches and stuff like that. So, I didn't think, much about it. I was just like, well, let me try to go eat something and stuff like that. And so I did. But my headache and the dizziness just stayed there. It didn't go away. So, after that, it was like maybe that afternoon, I started getting like really shortness of breath. Like I couldn't breathe. It was hard for me to breathe. Like I would have to pause during, like, when I'm talking, I would have to pause and like breathe in and then breathe out, but it would be like heavy. So yeah, so that went on for about maybe, that went on for about a couple more days. Because my mom, she wanted me to go to the hospital. I didn't want to go to the hospital because C-19 and everything, coming, in and out the hospital and stuff like that. So I didn't want to go. So that day she was like, let's go to the hospital. I was like, no, I don't want to go. I said, let me just relax and let me, drink my juice and stuff like that. Because sometimes I do like get dehydrated, and due to like, my medical condition, all that stuff, I do like get dehydrated. So I have to, like drink lots of water and drink lots of juice and, fluids and stuff. So it was that day. So my mom was like, let's go to the hospital. And so I told her, I said, no, let me try to lay down and stuff. So that following night, I was still, feeling shortness of breath. I was so dizzy. Like I felt like the room was spinning. Like what is it called? Like I think it's called vertigo or something like that. So it's like my head was just spinning and spinning. Like I felt like my head was just like this. Like I feel like it was like that. And I felt like the room was just, spinning. So, and I still had the shortness of breath also. So me and my mom, we was like, well, my mom was like, we're going to go to the hospital. I was like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go because everything that's going on in the hospital. So anyways, we went around 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So we went and stuff, and we went to the hospital. So, anytime you go into a hospital, because C-19, when you go in there, they got to check, make sure you ain't got no fever or anything like that. So I didn't have no fever or anything. So we walked in, and the lady, she was like, what's your name? When were you born? Can I see your license? Can I see this, that? The basic stuff they ask you when you go into a hospital. So then they took me into another room to get, my blood pressure checked. They put the little thing on my finger. They put the little thing on the, in my mouth. I had to put it under my tongue to check like my temperature and stuff like that. So she was like, what's wrong? She was like, this, the what's it called? Like the nurse, that check you in for your blood pressure. She was like, what's your symptoms? I was telling her I had shortness of breath. I was feeling really dizzy and I had a headache. And I told her it was going on for about a good, a good couple of days now. And she was like, well, did you try this? Did you try that? I said, yes. And, I tried taking Tylenol, stuff like that. And it just didn't go away. So she was like, okay. So then, in the same room where, they had, she took my blood pressure and stuff like that. They had, like, this little bed laid out. So, I laid on the bed and stuff, and the lady came in with an EKG, machine. You guys don't know what an EKG machine is? It's basically where they put, like, these stickers and stuff all over you, and they check your, like, heart rate, and, they check, like, how fast you're breathing, and, stuff like that. So, I was laying on my back like this. And, y'all, the little sheet that I had to lay on in the hospital, it was dirty. Like, it looked like they did not clean it at all. It looked like somebody came in there with, like, big, like, big boots and just put their feet on the bed. So, granted, I was in the middle of the bed. I wasn't at the end because at the end of the bed, it looked nasty, it looked dirty. No. So, I wasn't going to sit there. So, I sat in the middle of the bed, kind of where, like, you rest your head. So the lady, she put the EKG machine on me and everything like that. And, hold on, no. Sorry. This stuff is good. But, so she put the EKG, everything on me, right? So then we had to wait and stuff like that. And then we went to a room. The doctor, he came in. He was like, what brings you in tonight? I was telling her, I said, I was dizzy. I've been dizzy. I feel like the room's spinning. I said, headache. Been having, like, it was, like, bad headache. It was, like, right in the middle of my forehead. Like, that meant it was hurting. And he was like, okay, well, he had me do, like, this thing, like, different exercises. He was, like, to make sure you don't have any, like, blood leaking from your brain or anything like that. I guess because of the dizziness. Or the headache. I don't remember exactly what he said, why. He was like doing these different exercises, but he did this exercise where I had to touch my nose and then touch his finger, so I had to do like this and do like that, like follow his finger. Then he got the little thing, the little light to, check my eyes, and he said everything looked fine. So then, my nurse came in. Now, this is where the story turns. This is the part where it gets, okay, it just get messed up. So my nurse came in. I'm not going to give out her name, but we just going to say her name is Miss C. Okay, Miss C, all right? So Miss C came in, right? And she was like, hi, I'm Miss C. I'm gonna be, your nurse for the night and stuff like that. So, how they gave me fluid. So they gave me fluid. She gave, you know how you go into the hospital and they got to put an IV in your arm. So she put the IV in my arm and stuff because she said, like, I needed fluids. Y'all, I got 3 of them. 3 IVs. Because that nurse did not know what the heck she was doing. And let me continue on with the story. So then, she got the stuff for the IV. She was like, okay, well, where do they usually get your blood when you go in for regular blood work? I was like, they get it right here. And she was like, okay, well, I'm going to feel and see if I can find something. So she put the little rubber band on my arm. And then she felt this. She did like this. She felt it to make sure, to see if she can find something so she can stick the IV in. And first she was like, yeah, I got it. She was like, I got it. I can feel it right here. But then she was just like, and she was, it's crazy because she was like, she can feel it right here. But she said she just didn't know where to put the IV. Like, she didn't know, like, how to put it in, I guess. But she said she could feel something. Then she was like, well, she said, no, the angle. She didn't know what angle she needed to put the IV in. So then she was like, well, where do they usually get you? Do they usually get you somewhere else? I said, yes, they sometimes get me in my hands. So she got me in my hand. She, had the rubber band thing. She had an IV. She had to go get another IV because, you can't. Once you take an IV out of one spot, you can't put it in another spot. That's an infection. That can cause an infection. So she got the IV. She got another IV, and she felt, oh my God, like she felt for a good 10 minutes trying to find something. So me, I was just like, because I was just like, maybe she found something, stuff like that. So she puts the IV in my hand. And she was like, before she even put it in, she was like, I can feel something. So she put the IV in. Nothing came out. No blood, no nothing came out. Like, it's crazy. So she was like, me and my mom was telling her they usually get it from this arm. So then she proceeds to go to this hand. She said, I have a really strong feeling about this hand. But I was just like, didn't you just say you had a strong feeling in this hand, but she didn't get anything out this hand? So she put another IV. So like I said, I had to get 3 IVs. Actually, 4 IVs. Actually 4. No. 3. 3 or 4. Anyways, so she went in this hand and stuff. Y'all, she felt this hand for about 30 minutes. Like, when I tell you, Miss C, she felt this hand for about 30 minutes, and she still couldn't find anything. And she stuck something, and she said, I got a strong feeling. And I'm just like, why she didn't get this arm? Because this is the arm that I usually get blood out of. So she went in here, and like I said, she had a strong feeling. So she put an IV in this hand. Then nothing come out at all. Nothing came out. No blood or whatever. And she was trying to stick me again. I said, I said, I'm going to need somebody else to do this. Because I said, when I usually go to the hospital, I let people take 2 shots. After those, I'm done. If you cannot get no more blood, if you can't get no blood, then don't touch me. So then she went to go get somebody. I'm not gonna give out his name either, but he came in with the what is it called, like the ultrasound machine. You know how they put like that little jelly stuff on there, and they like that. So they were trying to find a vein. Guess what happened? He came in, did it in the arm that me and my mom told her to do in the first place. Got it right here in this arm. The first time. He didn't even have to put the IV in anywhere else. He got it in the same arm me and my mom told Miss C to do it. So that's when me and my mom, we was getting pissed off. Because it was a fact, like, how you gonna tell me where I don't know where to get my blood from what arm? Like, I know it's this arm. Ciao. So anyways, we got the blood, they got the IV in, they got the, they got the fluids in my body. So I'm sitting there like this, just tired. So I'm sitting in like this, just tired, like my arm out like this. And I couldn't like bend my arm because the IV was right here. So I just had to do like that. I was laying down. So then she comes and I was like, I'm feeling dizzy. I said, I'm feeling like really dizzy and stuff like that. And my shortness of breath, like it would come and go. Like 1 minute, I'll be breathing fine and stuff. The next minute, I'll be breathing like that. Like it was bad. So then she comes in with some drugs. She come in with some fluids. And she was just like, okay, we're going to mix. She said, I got Benadryl and something else. I don't remember the name. And so she put it through the IV. Like I said, I couldn't like fold my arm because the IV was right here. So I was like this. She put the fluid in with the IV, right? So she was like, I said, well, is this supposed to make you tired? She said, yeah, it will make you tired. Bro, if y'all ever had surgery and you had like the the stuff that make you go to sleep when they put the mask over your face. I think they call it anesthesia or something like that, and it make you go to sleep. That's exactly how I felt. If y'all ever had a surgery, had like anesthesia, like that stuff will knock you out that quick. So all of a sudden, I felt my body just shaking. Like, I'm just shaking. And someone told me, sorry, this is going to be a little graphic. I'm sorry. Someone told me to throw up. So I puked. I puked all over the floor. I was trying to like, hold it in. But someone was like, Beauty Baby, you got to get this medicine out. You got to get this medicine out your body. So, I puked and stuff like that. And, it was just terrible. My mom, she was right there. Me and my mom, we was the only one in the hospital. So then the nurse comes in. She gives, like, these little, if you ever go to the hospital and you puke, they give you, like, these little things of puking. It has, like, a little bag right here. And it has a little thing for the mouthpiece. And you just puke, and it's a bag that holds the puke. So that's what happened. And so what else happened after that? So they didn't have they was waiting for the janitor to come clean it up, come clean the puke up. Child, the nurse, I guess they was taking too long. So, what they did was the nurse just put a towel over the puke and left. That's it. She didn't, the janitor, whatever, was taking too long. So the nurse, she just put a towel over the puke and left it there. Now, remind you, the puke, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, the puke was there until I left the room. Didn't nobody try and clean it up. So the puke was there. I got out the hospital around 5 in the morning. So that puke was there for a while. So she didn't clean it up. So after I started puking, I started shaking really bad. Like, I was just shaking. Like, it was so cold. And I told her, I said, well, can I get a warm blanket? Child, she came out with the warm blanket. She had it fold. It was fold. She didn't put it on my body or anything. She just handed it to me like, here. What? Usually at a hospital, what they do is they, unfold it and put it on the patient's body because the patient can't do it. I couldn't put the blanket on myself, so my mom did it instead. Child, that nurse just came in, handed me the blanket, and it wasn't even unfolded. Like, what? Child, it was just weird. Like, I knew something was weird about her when she couldn't get my blood. Okay? So then, I took a little nap and stuff. And then the people came in. They came in for the x-ray. They was like, all right, well, we're going to go take her to get an x-ray. Now, remind you, I was in and out. Like, my eyes was closed. Because every time I opened my eyes, I felt so dizzy. So my eyes was closed. And we went to the x-ray room. They brought the whole bed in there because I couldn't walk. They bought the whole, they rolled the whole bed into the x-ray room. So, they took my x-ray. She put like a little thing on my back, and I was like this, and I had to put it up against my back so they could take an x-ray to make sure, everything's okay. And then they had I remember, they had this little thing this little bar, because I had to do like that. They had to put a side, something on my side, and I had to lift up like this. Y'all, I was so weak. So basically, I was like this, holding on to a little bar while I was in the x-ray room. So they took me back to the x-ray room. Then Miss C come in. I said, well, I had to go use the bathroom. After the x-ray person came in, after I went to the x-ray room, I slowly started, opening my eyes just a little bit. And my mom was like, my mom was like, Kai, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm okay. I said, I just feel weak. I was just like that. I told her, I was like, I feel weak. And she was like, well, all right. And then the nurse came in, and I was like, hey, I got to use the bathroom. So I get up, and, she was holding me, coming out the room. You know how a nurse is supposed to make sure you don't fall or anything like that. So, I got up off the bed and I went to go use the bathroom. She did not follow me all the way to the bathroom. Granted, I was dizzy at the time. I was still dizzy. I still wasn't feeling good. So, I had to walk to the bathroom by myself. Because the nurse, she didn't walk beside me. I'm weak. I'm walking like this. I'm weak. Like, I felt dizzy. So, and they said, well, you got to, I'm gonna spare y'all. I'm gonna spare y'all the details, because yeah, I feel like y'all already heard enough about when I puked, so I'm not gonna tell y'all the other stuff. That's disgusting. But so I came out the room. Oh yeah, and guys, they didn't give me a fallen wristband. Like, you know how you go to a hospital, they give you, like, say if a person is at fallen wrist, so they didn't give me anything so the nurses can, like, when I walk down the hallway, they didn't give me anything that said fallen wrist patient, and that was weird within itself. So when I came back from the bathroom, I think I went back to sleep. And then I had a new nurse come in. She said, hi. Because I was like, well, where Miss C? Where Miss C? Like, where she go? Where's Miss C? She was my nurse. So, me being in and out of consciousness. Not consciousness, but me being, like asleep and then, awake and stuff like that. I was just like, child, I'm not about to worry about it. So then when I started feeling better, I saw Miss C. I said, because the other nurse, we're going to call her Miss B. So Miss B, Miss B, she came and she was like, I'm your new nurse and stuff like that. And, she typed in her information. She was just asking me how I'm feeling. And I was like, I'm feeling okay. I'm still feeling dizzy. All of a sudden, I see Miss C. I was like looking at my mom when Nurse B came out our room. I was talking to my mom. I said, Mom, why do I have this lady as my nurse when Miss C is right there? So basically, what Miss C did, my nurse, the first nurse that I got there, she switched out positions, so she wasn't my nurse anymore. Now, granted, I thought that she went home, because usually when they change out nurses, that means that you're going home, like the nurse is going home. But she was right there on the computer. She was going back and forth like I wasn't even there. She looked at me, and then she looked like this and looked away. I was like, what? So, child, anyway, so Miss B, she came in and stuff like that. And then, so, I was just telling her about, it was time for me to go home and stuff because I was feeling better, stuff like that. I still had a little bit, like, I was still feeling like, a little bit dizzy. My head was hurting a little bit. So, I told Miss B, I said, Nurse B, I said, look, my experience here was terrible. Miss C, she didn't give a crap about me. I got 3 IVs in me. It was terrible. And this child, the only thing Miss B, my Nurse B, she said, oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about your experience.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You sorry about my experience. Child, I was so pissed when she said that. And it was like she said it like she didn't care. She's like, I'm sorry about your experience. What? This is how y'all treat y'all patients? Coming in sick? Granted, I told my mom, I said, Mom, I do not want to go to this hospital. I want to go to the other hospital because they treat me with respect. Yes, you gotta wait in the other hospital for a good 10 minutes, but hell, I'd rather go there because they trying to kill me. Oh, and I meant to say this. When she put the medicine in me, y'all, through the IV before, sorry, I should have told y'all this. But when she put the medicine in me, y'all, I felt like I was about to die. Like, that room was spinning extra fast. That room was like this. So when she put the IV in me, when she put the medicine in my IV, I felt like I was about to die. I'm not gonna even lie. Like I was shaking and child, it was terrible. So like I said, I was checking out the hospital. I was still, I was still on the bed like this. My IV was in, and I told Miss B. She said, "Oh, I'm sorry about your experience." She didn't give a F. Okay, she didn't give a shit. So, and I'm just like, I'm looking at my mom, cause my mom, she's sitting right there, like behind the nurse, and we looking at each other like, what did she just say? She ain't gonna do nothing about it, child. Anyways, so while she's taking the IV out, you know how they put the tape on. You know how they put the tape on top of the IV so the IV can stay in. Y'all, Miss B, the second nurse that came in, she freaking ripped the damn tape off of my arm. She ripped the tape off of my arm. I said, ouch. She said, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this tape off. You dummy. I'm a CNA. So I know when you're trying to take the IV tape off, you're supposed to get an alcohol wipe. Granted, she didn't have no alcohol wipe. That's why she ripped the shit off my arm. So she ripped it off my arm. Like I said, I told her out. You're supposed to get an alcohol wipe and slowly take the tape off so it won't hurt the patient. Y'all, I don't know what kind of nurse I had. Both of them, but both of them need to be fired. And best believe I wrote a review on that hospital. And the crazy thing is, as I went up there after my experience at that hospital, it was other people that had the exact same experience, just bad experiences. Child, I'm never going back to that. I'm never going back to that hospital. So, my mom, she helped me get dressed and all that stuff. So, I was walking slow, I was walking slow because I was still weak. The nurse, she gonna be behind the desk. She not gonna even walk me to the door and make sure I'm safe. She said, okay, well, the exit door is around the corner. Y'all, if I wasn't feeling so bad, I would have picked up one of them EKG machines and threw it at her ass. She was just terrible. She was terrible. Like, really? So y'all, this whole experience was just, it was disrespectful, the whole experience. And this is why I'm very careful this is why you have to be careful what hospital you go to. Because a lot of these people, when you go to a hospital, they don't care. These people don't care. And the fact that C-19 is here, they probably still have the nurses that's mean and stuff just because they run it out of nurses. Because it's C-19 to work in a hospital, because some nurses have quit and stuff like that. So they probably going to keep the mean ones there because, they willing to work. But y'all really got to be careful what hospital y'all go to because some of these nurses don't care about you. They don't care. And it just made me realize, like, people actually die from nurses and doctors who don't give a shit. And that made me so mad. From ripping my tape off my arm to, the other nurse, not putting the blanket over my body when I'm shaking and cold to, her being hard-headed. I got the receipts. You want to know why? Look at my hand. You can see that it's bruised. Look at my hand. My hand is bruised. This is the hand that she put it in. Look, my shit is bruised. Y'all don't see. Hold on. I'm trying to get y'all to see it. So, I want y'all to see it right here. It's bruised. I'm trying to get y'all to, like, really see it. All this right here is bruised. And it still hurt. It still hurt. And it's been, like, a week ago. 2 weeks ago, whatever, and it still hurt. And then this is the other one. This arm, this hand healed up more, but you can still see like the bruise right here. And then this is the arm they got. You can see where she got it. Hold on. I'm going to try to move up so y'all can see this. So you can see where she got it. This is where she got it. And then I think this is where the other, when the other person came in, this is where he got it. So the whole hospital experience was terrible. The nurses didn't care about me, and I damn sure would not be going back to that hospital again. It's terrible. You know, I don't know what to say, man. Child. All I'm gonna say is y'all need to be careful. You know, tell those nurses no. You know, when she was done with this hand, I should have told her, do not get me in this, and just get me somebody else. And the whole thing was crazy how she, you know, switched out the nurses, and the nurse, when she switched out the nurse and my first nurse was still there in the hospital, it's like she didn't want to take care of me because I was black. Or so, you know what? You never know. I'm not saying that she was, you know, prejudiced. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's weird the fact that they treat me like that. You know, I don't know if she was prejudiced. I don't know if she was having a bad day. I don't know what it was. But I wrote a bad review at that hospital. Trust and believe, I would not be going back there. And this, by the way, this still hurts. I have to be careful, you know, what I put in my hand, like what I had to be, ow. I had to be careful what I do with this hand because it still hurt. So yeah, y'all, that was a really bad experience. They didn't walk me to the bathroom. You know, they didn't give me a fall at risk thing, so the other nurses can know when I'm walking down the hallway that I could potentially fall and flat on my ass. They didn't care. So it was a very horrible experience. You know, I just wanted to cry because I really felt like I was going to die in that hospital because nobody didn't care about me. You know, I was just sitting there like this, throwing up. She put a towel over the puke and left it there until I left. Granted, I should have said this before the video. The room that I was in, it was already a little bit dirty anyways. But yeah, y'all, so that's my hospital story time. Like I said, I don't know. I had 2 Caucasian nurses, so like I said, I don't know if they was prejudiced or having a bad day, but they didn't care about me. They treated me like I was shit, and they treated me like they was ready to go home. So, yeah, guys, so just be careful what hospital you go to. This is why a lot of people die, because they don't care. These nurses don't care about y'all. Some of them do. But you know, going to a retirement home and working there, you know, I've even seen it from my own eyes that some CNAs, they don't care about the patient. They treat the patients anyway. Don't worry, because I did call corporate. I called corporate of that hospital, and I told them everything that they did to me. And hopefully both of them got fired, because I don't want anybody else to go through that experience that I went through. Y'all, so yeah, thank you guys for watching this. Just thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys want more story times, let me know. And yeah, be safe. And yeah, y'all have a blessed day.